My name is Donna Donald. I am a teacher of ASL at Mintlaw Academy and I do a little bit of literacy as well. I went to Waves Radio in Peterhead for my one-day work experience. Because I have been an English teacher in the past, I was very interested in careers involving communication. So when I got the chance to go on work experience, I asked if I could go to either a newspaper or a radio station or a television station. And of course I was sent to Waves. I didn't really have much clue what a radio station was going to be like. And I discovered that probably the people in the radio station have got the most varied job that I could have imagined. I met Kenny King to begin with, who's obviously in charge of Waves Radio, and he introduced me to various members of his team, and I soon discovered that almost everyone had at least 2 jobs within the radio station, and some of them were presenting, which makes sense, and they wanted to be on the air and obviously broadcasting their programmes during the day, but they were possibly also behind the scenes contacting local firms, looking for advertising, selling time on the radio, and then actually making the adverts and producing them as well. The other chap who had quite a varied job was Glenn Moyer, who was the newscaster. He gathered the news from various different sources, presented the news broadcasts mostly during the day, and he also presented a programme as well. So even someone who basically had a communications type job had that other role too. And I've spoken to pupils in the past who've been interested in going into media, and I also know of former pupils who have started in radio. So I think nowadays when pupils talk to me about fancying a career in media, communications, I would probably advise them to go and volunteer in a place like Waves Radio, or at least go for a visit to see what it's like before they actually made the decision. I think a lot of them would find working in a situation like that would be very satisfying, because you've got the bit where you can present yourself on the radio and air your personality, as it were, but there's also the technical side, and I think a lot of our kids would be really interested and really good at that, because we have an excellent technical department here, and I think that would that would actually tie into some of the skills that they're probably doing in school. I certainly think it has emphasised the importance of work experience for me. I talk now to pupils when they're talking about going out in their work experience and explaining how nervous they are. I make sure that they are as reassured as they can be, because I found the workplace very welcoming. They were very happy to show me around and to have me involved as much as I could be. I really didn't want to be on the air, and I didn't have to be, so that was good. But I could imagine some of our pupils would probably want that role as well. So I think I've probably been able to boost their confidence a little bit more in going out into the workplace.